Fans from just outside the Queen City of Charlotte, we welcome you to the second round of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association's 1A state playoffs. The Robbinsville Lady Knights are in town in Gastonia, North Carolina tonight to face the Highland School of Technology and the 20-win Lady Rams. Kevin Hensley with you for tonight's telecast here on GramstarSports.com. We hope, fans, you enjoy our, we'll call it a unique camera angle as we're set up here on the floor, and it's a little bit perilous. As you can see, balls are flying in every direction, but we're hoping that'll net success, if you'll pardon the pun, for Robbinsville, who's made the trek out today from Graham County to just outside of Charlotte. We'll be back in just a few minutes, fans, with the introduction of our starting lineups, as well as the playing of our national anthem, and of course set one, and we'll talk more about both teams and their season as we progress tonight. You see the Lady Knights in their first warm-up session. They are fired up and ready to go as they continue their quest for a 1A state championship. Back in just a moment here on GramstarSports.com. Robbinsville, after going on the road here after being at home on Saturday. First round sweep of the Leadership Academy Lady Falcons. This one is underway tonight here in Gastonia. First set action on your screen right now. Once again, thank you for tuning in wherever you may be here on GramstarSports.com. And they're going to call Kinsley Phillips for a violation. The point will go to the Lady Rams. 1-0 Highland Tech here in set one. That's Isabel Simmons with a great serve again. Tipped back over the net by libero Surrey Waddy. Pass, and the shot back over will be contested nicely by Robbinsville. Here's Aubrey Wachacha with a backhanded bump, keeping the ball alive for the Lady Knights. Block up front by Wachacha. Rams scramble and recover nicely. Great effort to keep it going for Robbinsville. There's a set and attack made by number 12. That was Elise Mayers for the Rams. Phillips' attack will also be played successfully. Walk attempt goes awry, and fans, there's nothing I can do about the official in front of me. I'm sorry. We will do our very best to get that straightened out as soon as we can. Of course, we're kind of stuck tonight. You look around this gym we're in tonight at the Highland School of Technology, and it's a little small, we're not going to lie. A little bit of a cramped gymnasium, but nonetheless a raucous atmosphere. They have a happening student section over to our right, and onward we will roll. Aubrey Wachacha with her first serve of the game. It's 2-1 Highland Tech here in set one. The Lady Rams 20-3 this season. Point goes to the Lady Rams. Another violation on Robbinsville's side of the net. The Lady Rams were undefeated in the Southern Piedmont Conference this year. And they are 20-3. They were 12-0 in the conference and got the number 4 seed in the playoffs as a result. There's a return by Kinsley Phillips. Pass on a shot made. That will be out. That attack attempt by Alexis Neal goes awry. And that makes it 3-2. Here in set number one, senior Taya Owl will jog back to the line. And serve for the first time tonight. Coming into frame at the last moment there. Libero greets it. Pass behind. High shot. And that one drops between Claire Barlow and Kinsley Phillips. 4-2 Lady Rams here in set one. Back over on the back wall is Maddie Chapman, freshman outside hitter for Highland Tech. And she'll spike it over the net and spikes it out, as a matter of fact. And there's Kinsley Grace with her first serve of the ball game, senior Lady Knight. Hard kill in the middle is snuffed out by Robbinsville. Good word. Barlow trickles it back over the net. High intensity pace here in set one. Owl with a nice dig attempt, but it flies into the bleachers. That's where the visitors are sitting tonight here in Gastonia. While we have a moment, fans, we want to thank our season-long sponsor, Blevins Insurance. And we want to also give a special shout-out to our friends at Levin Contracting and Coy Adams Timber Company for helping make tonight's telecast and all of our production possible here at GramstarSports.com. 5-4 Robbinsville, and the first trip to the service line for freshman Surrey Waddy. Shot in the middle, and that's bounced off of Taya Howell's forearm. That was Madison Thompson, a sophomore for Highland Tech. And that's going to make it 6-4 here in set one. See, backing up to the service line here is going to be number 10. That is Alexis Neal. And she gets an ace on her first serve. Kinsley Phillips and Taya Owl having some communication issues on the back row at the moment. And you see the end result. It is 7-4 Highland Tech. Great reception by Phillips to save it. Wachacha with a shot. Almost fools the Rams defense. Waddy will save that one. Set by Trammell. Here's Kinsley Phillips. And the ball will be defended. Nice work as Madison Thompson couldn't get her footing up at the net. And it's 7-5 here in set number one. Delaney Brooms, or excuse me, I beg your pardon, that is Desta Trammell at the line. Brooms is on the front row right now. Here's the pass. Hard spike. Boy, howdy did Madison Thompson put some fire on that one. Holy smokes. 8-5, Lady Rams. Been a fun, productive day with the Lady Knights. Very privileged. Want to thank the program for allowing me to tag along on the team bus today to make sure we can bring this game to all of you great Black Knight fans. That one off the basketball goal, and that'll give the point automatically to Highland Tech. It's 9-5 here in set one. Lady Rams, another young team here in the Midwestern part of the state, but a lot of talent on that floor. I'll call that ace in for Ryan Sloan, and it's a timeout on the floor. Robbinsville trailing 10-5 here in set number one. And we are back with you live, fans, from Gastonia. We're at Highland School of Technology, just outside of the Queen City, North Carolina's largest, in fact, Charlotte. It is now 11-5. Highland Tech on a tear right now. 4-0 run for the Lady Rams. Ryan Sloan, the senior libero for the Rams, is serving up some tough shots. That one, unfortunately, goes out for the Rams. We welcome you fans, whether you are a Lady Knight or a Lady Ram follower. You're certainly most welcome here at the Gramstar Sports Network. Here's a set and a shot over. Robbinsville still keeps it alive, and they're going to say the ball dropped. Holy smokes. They let the Lady Knights play the entire remainder of that volley before calling it down. That seemed like a late call to make, but we're not going to critique officials. The reason we're behind the microphone and not out there officiating. Chacha with a nice attack, sends it back over. Now there's a save by Liz Carpenter. Here's Kinsley Phillips. Let's scramble by the Rams to keep it alive. And Waddy will fist it back over. Nice forearm shot, keeps it going. Elise Myers with a good shot as well. Here's Kinsley Phillips again. Come right into your living room just about it with that shot. It's saved by Sloan. Here's Wachacha in the middle with a tip, and that will do in the Lady Rams. Oakley Shields tried to get a hand on it, but couldn't do so. It is 12-7 here in set one. Still see fans logging in to watch the game tonight. We appreciate all of you tuning in here on GramStarSports.com. Hard spike is in. Holy cow. The pinpoint accuracy on the back row by Elise Myers, who will now head back to the service line for the Lady Rams. 13-7 here in set number one. That one's going to be out, so the service error gives it right back to Robbinsville. 13-8 is going to be your split at the moment, and already back to the second trip in the rotation. Here's Taya Owl keying it up for Robbinsville. Quick defense by Claire Barlow, and it does eventually work. Kinsley Phillips did her darndest to get to that one, couldn't get there in time. And it's 14-8 here in set one. Back to the line will be another freshman. That's Maddie Chapman back up again to serve. You see the student section back behind Miss Chapman. They are raucous. It's a loud atmosphere, and we're very privileged to be here. It's the second round of the state playoffs. They're saying that ball was in, and the other judges overrule it. So the point will go to Robbinsville. We don't have that angle tonight. We're normally overhead and can really distinguish, but not the case tonight. Senior Kinsley Phillips is at the service line now. Robbinsville trailing by 5, but it doesn't feel that way. It's a pretty even matchup here tonight. Spike by Bruns will be defended nicely. Here's a shot coming from number 8. That was Madison Thompson. Tip over by Desta Trammell. A lot of the Trammell family in attendance with us tonight, as they, of course, are in the Charlotte area. Big kill in the middle by Thompson. Just 3 seniors this year on the Tech roster, so they'll be, I'm sure, back in the thick of things for the next several years. Jump serve by Abby Fallon. Block up front. Robbinsville's not having that. Here comes the Lady Bruins with a tip. Good idea, and it almost worked. Highland Tech able to scramble and recover. The return made by Lily Coletta. Barlow with a hard shot. And once again, Robbinsville able to save it. And that one is in. Claire Barlow with a big kill right in the middle. She is a sophomore. And we may or may not have a fan from Chapel Hill that's shrieking at the television after that play. Your score is 15-10 here in set number 1. Serve made by Surrey. Waddy. Sloan laying out to save it. That one's going to go a little wide of the line. And Robbinsville still clawed away. 15-11 is the score here in set number 1. Waddy again on the serve. Trammell with a tip, and that's going to be a net violation on the Rams. And don't look now, fans, the Lady Knights are battling back here in the opening set. A serve coming from Waddy. Push will go back over, but Delaney Brooms quickly covers the ground. Hard kill for Robbinsville. 15-13. Rams call a timeout. And it's Robbinsville's turn to shout here in Gastonia. Back in just a moment. We're about 3.5 hours away from where the Lady Knights make their residence. But the action is as hot and heavy as you can imagine. It's the second round of the state playoffs, and you got to bring your A game every single night. Robbinsville in town in Gastonia to take on the Highland Tech Lady Rams. Kevin Hensley once again with you for tonight's telecast on GramStarSports.com. Robbinsville is in the midst of a rally run right now. Lady Knights trail 15-9 and have almost rushed back to tie it. 15-14 is the split with the freshman from Swain County, North Carolina, Surrey Waddy. Now, of course, a Lady Knight at the service line. Phillips with a nice save. Robbinsville scrambling. Good to see such cohesiveness. Not much you can do on that one, though, folks. Madison Thompson gets set right, and she destroys the ball. That was one of our players that we knew we were going to have to watch tonight was Miss Thompson. Keep an eye, of course, on Alexis Neal and Elise Myers, who's made an impact tonight. Neal is at the line, and she serves into the net. 16-15. Only losses this season for these Lady Rams came against Kings Mountain, Belmont, and Forest View. All of those schools, of course, here in the greater Charlotte area, and much bigger classifications than the Lady Rams. That one comes off the roof. Rafters are wooden, and that doesn't have a whole lot of give. We'll tell them what angle it's going to come down at. 17-15 as the Lady Rams are trying to pull away from this sprint that Robbinsville has went on to get back into set number one. Pass by Tremmel, shot by Bruins. It's in. 17-16. Robbinsville still battling. Great to see the Lady Knights not hanging their heads. As we said, the bus ride out here today was terrific. A lot of good vibes on the bus, a lot of positivity, a lot of interaction, encouragement. And they're going to say a double tap on Robbinsville's side of the net. 18-16. And the Robbinsville tie is denied once again. And back to serve is number 4. That's Isabel Simmons with a service error back to Robbinsville. 18-17 as the action refuses to let up. Aubrey Wachacha will head back to the line, a junior middle hitter from the foot of the Cherahela Skyway on Old St. Titla Road. If you're a geographic nut, you can look that up on Google Maps. That's your prerogative. A lot of beauty in our county. Barlow with a quick tip, keeping the Rams on their toes up front. Here's Liz Carpenter. She's blocked. And I believe that was a double touch. They're going to call it. And it took a while, but they finally got it. And for the first time since the match began, we are tied. It's 18-18 here in set one. Here's Wachacha. Nice shot. Pass over. Return made by Myers. Here's another set by Tremmel. Tipped by Kinsley Grace, and it almost works. Myers is blocked at the net, but it goes out, and that'll give the advantage back to the Rams. 19-18. You see the head coach for Highland Tech. That is Daniel Poole. He's popping in and out of frame here on the sidelines. Again, a very small, old-school gym that we're in tonight here in Gastonia. Nice facility. Nonetheless, a beautiful campus that we rolled into today for this second-round playoff matchup. Myers gets an ace to make it 20-18 as Lady Rams are trying to pull away desperately here in set one. And back-to-back aces for Elise Mayers, the sophomore, and that'll cause a timeout for Robbinsville. Katie Phillips wants to get the Lady Knights under control. We'll be back in just a moment on GramStarSports.com. Elise Mayers, the outside hitter, a sophomore for Highland Tech, is back at the service line. A pair of aces have helped pull away the Lady Rams here in set one. Robbinsville went on a frantic run to sprint back into the race here. Actually a 9-3 run to get it tied 18-all before Highland Tech has fired off two. Now makes that three in a row after a big kill on the outside by Isabel Simmons, Jr. for the Lady Rams. And in the blink of an eye, Robbinsville has went from tied in this one 18-18 to a 22-18 lead. Waddy will send it out. And Mayers is setting up shop at the service line. They can't get her away. I'll charge her rent here pretty soon. 23-18 is your score here in set number one. And some miscommunication at the net. Finally ends that run. Robbinsville stops Highland Tech after a 5-0 split, with Mayers recording three aces along the way. 23-19. Here's Miss Taya Owl, another senior for the Lady Knights. A battle. Owl will fire it back. High shot. Owl saves it. Good defensive work on the back row. Here's Kinsley Phillips getting a big kill. The senior from the lower end of High Splendor in Graham County, North Carolina. And a soon-to-be dog mom. Shh, don't tell anybody. It's a secret. 23-20 here in set number one. Can't get anything done there. Barlow couldn't get her footing right or the position right, however you want to place it. And it's set point for Highland Tech. Here is Maddie Chapman back to the line to serve. Nice reception by Brooms. Phillips was blocked. Here's another one. Tip. Good read. Kinsley Phillips so quick on her feet at the net, with quick audibles, if you will, to make it a football analogy at the line. 24-21, so Robbinsville still battling, even though the Lady Rams are at set point. Serving is Kinsley Phillips. Hard shot is out. Robbinsville still alive. 22-24. And the Lady Knights are not going to go away quietly here in set one. And may not go away at all. How about another one? 23-24. Miscommunication by the Lady Rams is costly. Robbinsville shrieks in joy as they head to the bench for just a breather. 23-24 here in set one. Welcome back, everyone. We are in Gastonia, North Carolina. That's right, fans. The Graham Star sports coverage knows no limits. We're streaming to you from suburban Charlotte, or second round, of the 1A state playoffs. And Robbinsville is still battling, and they're going to push it to at least extra points. The Lady Brooms with a big kill on the front left side, and we're knotted up at 24 each. Kinsley Phillips will serve again. Waddy. A pass by Brooms. Shot by Phillips. And Sloan saves it to libero for Highland Tech. Freshman Surrey Waddy on the dig. Tip. And that's trouble if you're a Ram, if you're a Lady Knight. You're erupting at the moment. Robbinsville is on a 7-1 run here in set one and has the advantage as we're going into extra points. That's it, folks. Lady Knights have clinched set one, 26-24, and we'll step aside here on GramStarSports.com. Never ever count out the Lady Knights, fans. A whopper run at the end of set number one. 7-1 split. And the Lady Knights prevailed over the Lady Rams 26-24. Lady Rams are the number 4 seed in the 1A state playoffs. Robbinsville comes in as the number 13. Kevin Hensley with you live from Highland School of Technology in Gastonia, North Carolina. We're just outside beautiful Charlotte here in the southern region of North Carolina. One storyline we are keeping an eye on tonight, fans, and we won't be able to really have an update for you probably during our telecast. I don't believe anyone's on site with live updates on scoring, but the Hayesville Lady Jackets upset Cornerstone Charter on Saturday night in a 5-set victory. Cornerstone Charter had the 12 seed. And so Hayesville tonight, at Uwharrie Charter. That's in Asheboro. This is about an hour and a half from here where we're at tonight. And if the Lady Jackets were to prevail, as would Robbinsville, the Lady Knights will actually be back home Thursday and host Hayesville in a Smoky Mountain Conference showdown for the third round. So we'll see how that plays out. Big spike on the left side of the court will dash the opening volley in the effort of Robbinsville. Great work by Elise Mayers. 1-0 is your score here in set number one. Good to have you with us, fans, wherever you may be tuned in. Remember, all of your purchases this season will be going back to the Lady Knights volleyball program. We do donate a portion of the proceeds back to the program, as well as any sport that we stream, and we're doing 6 this year, of course. Volleyball, football, basketball, wrestling, and of course baseball and softball in the spring. 1-1 here in set two. Mears with a nice kill. Pinpoint accuracy to find the back right corner of the court. 2-1 Highland School of Technology. Mayers will now head back to the line to serve. Smoky Mountain Conference had 5 of its 6 schools qualify for the state playoffs. Mayers with a service error makes it 2-2. And the only one eliminated on Saturday was Swain County, who fell in a sweep to Drawn. Cherokee tonight on the road at Mountain Island Charter. We said, of course, Murphy is hosting Allegheny. Hayesville at Uwharrie Charter. And, of course, the one you're watching now, fans, Robbinsville, is here in Gastonia against Highland Tech. 3-2 is your score here in set two. Here's Jessica Trammell. High shot out. And they're going to give that one to the Knights. Lady Knights now with a 4-2 advantage. Oakley Shields put a little too much pepper on it, and it flew out. Trammell again will pop in to serve. Shields with a tip that time. Robbinsville ready. Good defense by Liz Carpenter. Now Trammell with the push back over. And the shot by Alexis Neal goes out. 5-2 Robbinsville here in set two. We don't want to jump the gun, folks. I've seen some magic over the years, my years here in Graham County, of course, with Robbinsville and away games. And, buddy, the Lady Knights have come to play tonight. Waddy with a nice reception. There's a shot by Carpenter's blocked. And it eventually spins and drops on the Lady Knights side of the net. 5-3 here in set two. As number 15, Maddie Chapman, back to the line. Folks, if you see any other streams popping up somewhere on our Facebook thread. We highly encourage you, don't be fooled. It is a scam, as that one drops in as well. That is number 8, Madison Thompson on the kill. We're trying to catch every one of them that we can, but if you pay money, sorry, no stream, no dice. I do believe the NFHS Network has a stream going here tonight at Highland Tech. But the State Athletic Association was gracious enough to let us set up shop. We're very appreciative of that. I want to thank our friends here at Highland Tech helping us get set up with our unique camera angle here on the floor, right on top of the action, if you will. 5-5. Lady Rams have thundered back 3-0 to tie it. And just as soon as they do, Maddie Chapman serves it into the net. .6-5, and here's junior outside hitter Delaney Brooms. Serves it out. So a pair of service errors, and we trade it back and forth. It's 6-6. Here's set number 2. Back now is going to be sophomore Abby Fenton, marked on the roster as a defensive specialist. But so is that libero that just tapped that reception, Surrey Waddy. My word, can you believe Highland Tech kept that one alive? Holy cow. Pass by Tremble. Phillips tip. That's going to do it. Where would Robbinsville be tonight without Kinsley Phillips' defensive reads up front? Those mid-air adjustments have been huge for Robbinsville so far. Here is Aubrey with Cha-Cha with a nice serve. She's always got a nice break on hers. And Barlow can't get under at that time. 7-7 as the seesaw battle continues. No matter the hour we get back tonight, fans, we're going to have all the latest Lady Knights coverage as well as all the latest local coverage from and around our little snippet of southwestern North Carolina in the Graham Star, available on newsstands tomorrow afternoon. How about a left-handed serve from Riley Decker for the Lady Rams? Tipped by Liz Carpenter. 8-7 Robbinsville here in set 2. Pass by Tremble. Kinsley Phillips is blocked up front, but I believe it might have went out. Now they're going to say the ball dropped, on Highland Tech's side of the net. That draws the ire of some of the Lady Rams faithful here in attendance tonight. (9-7). Here's Taya Owl on another serve. I give it to Mayers, and she returns it with a powerful kill. Formidable up front. Lady Rams have a great front line. Mayers, Neal, and Thompson have been dominant up front tonight. Here is the libero, Ryan Sloan. That's with 2 N's on the first name, if you're keeping track at home. Here's a nice set and a big kill in the middle. Robbinsville saves it. Kinsley Phillips with a nice return, and it goes to the Lady Knights. 10-8 here in set 2. Round 3 will be Thursday should the Lady Knights continue on in the state playoffs. And the way they're playing tonight, it's almost a sure thing. Point Robbinsville. Ball goes out. And I finally get to say it tonight, fans. It's an ace for Kinsley Grace here in set number 2. What a save by Brooms. Here's Barlow with a big return. That is going to be out ever so slightly. Point Lady Rams. It's 11-9 here in set 2. This, fans, is why you play. This is why you do it. You don't pay attention to seeding. you show up and perform, because when you get to the postseason, it's back to a 0-0 record for all intents and purposes. And it goes all around the world with Highland Tech, but not across the net. 12-9 here in set number 2. Surrey Waddy now at the line for Robbinsville, a welcome addition, a multi-sport athlete, a transfer from Swain in the offseason, and has fit right into this Robbinsville program. Ball's out, 13-9 Lady Knights. We'll see Miss Waddy in basketball and softball action as we progress through the 2022-23 calendar. Once again, we thank our season-long sponsor, Blevins Insurance. They are located off of Rodney Orr Bypass in Robbinsville. Make sure and give them a call for all of your insurance needs. Tip over, point Robbinsville, 14-9. Daniel Poole, what's going on with his Lady Rams? Robbinsville soaking up in a 14-9 advantage. Welcome back, fans. We're in suburban Charlotte. Gastonia is the place for tonight's second round playoff match here on the Grand Star Sports Network. Kinsley Phillips sends one that nobody's going to get to, and Robbinsville has pulled away with a 6-point lead here in set number 2. 15-9 is your score as Lady Knights got off the bus, shook off the road, and quickly got to work here tonight. Pair of great rallies in set 1, and Robbinsville prevailed 26-24. And after that tip from the Lady Brooms that you just saw, it's 16-9. Let's zoom it in here a little bit. Why not? Trying to bring you a little closer to the action. Don't want to miss anything while we're keeping it wide. Waddy with a good serve. There's a tip in the middle. Here's a pass all around Kinsley Phillips. With a nice shot. How about a kill for Kinsley Grace here in set number 2. And that makes it 17-9. Remember, fans, at the top of this broadcast, I mentioned having a perilous spot here on the floor. But we're appreciative, of course, of the setup nonetheless. As you saw, the ball kind of shook our camera there for a moment, but we're good. Equipment's fine. And more importantly, Robbinsville is up by 8. That's right, I said 8 here in set 2. Everything coming up Lady Knights. Fans, I'm sorry. I'll do my best all year long to be as neutral and as unbiased as I can. But this group has fought their hind ends off to get back where they are in the second round of the state playoffs. And they lead by 9 as we pause again. It's 18-9 as we're back with you live from Gastonia. We're at the Highland School of Technology here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Robbinsville is cooking at the moment. 19-9 here in set number 2. That's not a typo. 19-9. It's a 10-point lead for the Lady Knights. Waddy is already having to pay rent back at the service line. Hard spike. Kinsley Phillips having none of that. And a kill attempt from Brooms. Snuffed out by the Lady Rams. Here's a pass. Here's Brooms. It drops. 20-9. Waddy with a nice serve. Here's the pass. Highland able to save it, and they'll get it back over the net. Phillips with a unique dig. Pass from Desta Trammell. Big spike by the Lady Brooms. 21-9. I will readily admit, fans, I was not keeping track of the point-by-point run here, but I'm going to go on over to the table and speak to our scorekeeper, our bookkeeper, I beg your pardon, that is Mr. Eddie Brooms, of course, and see if he'll give me a rundown of this run Robbinsville has went on here in set 2 when we paused in between segments. Right now, I thought this one was closed out, but the Rams keep it alive. Here's Wachacha. Point, Highland Tech, and they're going to say a double tap. 21-10. Big shot. How about Aubrey Wachacha doing big things, keeping this run alive for the Lady Knights. Highland has scored just once here in the recent onslaught poured out by the Lady Knights. And senior Desta Trammell as Robbinsville up 22-10. Kinsley Phillips with some great work on the back row now. She's doing it all tonight. Front and back. Big shot by Elizabeth Carpenter keeps it going for Robbinsville. A Trammell scramble and a tip by Brooms, and it's 23-10. Do you believe, fans? Do you believe? Robbinsville 2 away from going up 2-0 here tonight. And a big kill will get Highland Tech back in it. Here in set 2, give credit to Miss Isabel Simmons. And coming in off the screen right here in front of us is Maddie Chapman, number 15 for the Lady Rams. Trammell set, shot by Brooms, and that one is in. And my word, fans, Robbinsville at set point. Brooms to the service line. Nice serve by Brooms. Here's the set. Hard shot is going to be in. And Madison Thompson makes sure this one's not over just yet. It's 24-12. Jump serve by Abby Fallon. Pass behind, Carpenter tip, block, and the Rams get another point. Neal and Thompson on the block for Highland Tech. Lady Rams trying to make this one respectable. 24-13 your score. Waddy with the reception. Hard shot from the back row by the Lady Brooms. Tip. Kinsley Phillips right there for that one. Pass behind. Carpenter again blocked. And it drops. Robbinsville 25, Highland Tech 13 here in set 2. We'll be back in 3 on GramStarSports.com. Last night's telecast of Robbinsville Varsity Volleyball is being brought to you by Blevins Insurance, located off Rodney Orr Bypass in Robbinsville. Give them a call for all of your insurance needs. And we also thank our sponsor, Lovin Contracting, for making this and other telecasts this season possible. Our friends at Corey Adams Timber Company have also contributed along the way, and we are very, very appreciative of everyone chipping in as we do our very best to make this the number one priority for these kids, these young ladies, these young men that we cover here in Robbinsville, North Carolina. Well, fans, if you're just tuning in, it's a wonderful story to tell if you're a Lady Knight. It's 2-0 here in set 2, or after set 2, excuse me. We're resuming action here. Set 3 underway, and the first spike for Claire Barlow is going to go out of bounds. So it's a tough slate ahead for the number 4 seeded Highland Tech. Lady Rams, they've got to do it 3 times straight if they want to keep their state championship hopes alive. Robbinsville needs just one more W to seal the victory, and after the way they played in set 2, they might just get it. Big shot up front by Claire Barlow, and Lady Knights are on the board here in set number 3. As I mentioned, fans, you are watching the GramStar Sports Network, so we do try our very best to not be biased and homers, as the expression goes. But after the way Robbinsville played in that opening set and then came back to win it, and then, of course, came out in set 2 and just totally dominated everything here tonight in Gastonia, it was a little hard to be unbiased. I do apologize if I offended anybody, but you know what? That's what you're tuning in for, is GramStar Sports, not the Gastonia Gazette. 2-1 here in set 3, Robbinsville advantage. Phillips, Tremble, Barlow, and nobody can slow it down. A vapor trail left behind by Claire Barlow. And it's 3-1 here in set number 3, excuse me. (3-2) now, Lady Rams. Apple's going to drop 3-3 here in set 3. Drops as well, this time in favor of the Lady Knights. 4-3 here in set number 3. Sorry, I was a little distracted. I'm having to catch up on some action here on my phone. It's by the messaging me, and I'm just not getting a chance to really look it over. Host had some bigger fish to fry here at the moment. Trying to make sure our production of this week's edition goes okay back at home. Left in some of our GramStar staff's capable hands. Also in this week's edition, if you want to pick up a copy tomorrow, will be our 150th anniversary magazine. 60-page spectacular coming your way in this week's edition. We called it Graham County Past, Present, and Future. Future, of course, is now, and Robbinsville is looking in the not-so-distant future as it tries to vie for a state championship. The furthest the Lady Knights have ever progressed in the postseason is the 4th round. They did it in 2019, a year that saw Robbinsville win 25 matches and advance to the sectional finals. 6-3 is the split here in set 3, and a big kill on the left side by Alexis Neal will make it 6-4. Can't get under that one. 6-5 here in set number 3. As we mentioned, fans, in a perfect world, Robbinsville wins, Hayesville wins, and we go back home Thursday for the third round of the state playoffs. About a good tip by the Lady Brooms to throw off the Rams up front. 7-5 is your score. Destiny Shea will head back to the line. That is your reigning homecoming queen for Robbinsville with the serve. Big spike in the middle. Thompson left a dent on the floor. 7-6 is your score. Champ from the student section, she's a baby. Thompson, a sophomore. Coming off screen is going to be Abby Fallon. Shot by Wachacha will trickle back into and it looks like there's some discussion on the floor about which way that call should go. A lot of dispute at the moment. Both coaches pleading their case. One said a tip violation. The other one said a net touch. And eventually it goes to Highland Tech. Holy smokes. So some controversy here in set 3. 7-7 your score. Waddy to Tremmel, back behind her to Liz Carpenter. Highland Tech in their own gym. They're more than likely not going to fling it into the ceiling. And that one, however, is into the ceiling. And it's 8-7 Highland Tech as Lady Rams are trying their best to keep their season alive. There's Kinsley Phillips with one that the Lady Rams can't handle. A dig and nothing else. 8-8 here in set 3. Good to have you with us, fans. As we mentioned, here on the Graham Star Sports Network, your exclusive home for Robbinsville Athletics. And we are streaming it all season long and beyond. Block up front does not go Robbinsville's way. Lady Rams got to 9 in the last set. Robbinsville saw that and dashed away with a 12-0 run and eventually won 25-14. Lady Knights one set victory away from the third round of the state playoffs. That one drops despite the efforts of Waddy and Phillips. 10-8, Lady Rams. You had to know this team being the 4th seed. That's not a fluke. They've got some good athletes, tough hitters up front. Quick defense on the back. You don't get this far without some of that, of course. And it's 11-8 here in set 3. Action hot and heavy. It's absolutely sweltering here on this October evening in Gastonia. Timeout called by Robbinsville. 12-8. Highland Tech. Stay with us, fans, on GramStarSports.com. Welcome back, everyone, to Gastonia. It is 12-8. Highland Tech with an ace that time makes it 13-8. And the Lady Rams are not going to make it easy for Robbinsville to get a sweep. That was going to drop. Robbinsville gets a point. 13-9 is your score. Here in set 3, Highland Tech had went on a 5-1 run to pull away. And now Robbinsville trying to get back into things. Down by 4 at the moment. Miscues of net like that are not going to help though. 14-9 here in set 3. Ryan Sloan, the senior libero for the Lady Rams. Kinsley Phillips, Surrey, Waddy, and even a scramble for Claire Barlow can't save that one. Ace for Ryan Sloan. Lady Rams up by 6. And you had to know it was coming, folks. Robbinsville came in here and literally, well, figuratively, we'll say that, kind of gave Highland Tech a punch in the mouth coming in off the bus and taking a 2-0 lead here in the second round of the state playoffs. And in the blink of an eye, Highland Tech leads 9-16. Trouble on the floor right now if you're a Robbinsville fan. Kinsley Phillips is over for a discussion with the ladder official. Not sure what that was about, but it looks like nonetheless everything has scoped out. We're on where we go. Sloan with a good serve to Surrey, Waddy, Trammell, Kinsley Phillips with a nice return from the backside. And a block up front. Does not work. Shoots it right through the hands of Trammell and Barlow. 9-17. Sloan is in a zone right now. Mind my rhyming there. And that'll finally bring it into her run at the service line. Errant runs up front. It is 10-17. Here's Miss Taya Owl. Nice serve. Almost eats up the back row. And a big spike up front by Elise Myers, who has caused fits all night. Her and Madison Thompson have given the Robbinsville Lady Knights fits. Shot over. Here's Waddy. Pass. Phillips kill goes to Riley Decker. And onward we roll. Here's a set by Trammell. Here's another kill attempt by Phillips. I mentioned earlier her defensive reads have been absolutely spectacular here tonight at the net. Nice swat. But it doesn't fool Desta Trammell and company. Back over. There's Sloan and a return by Mayers. Good save by Brooms on the back row. Kinsley Phillips is blocked up front. That doesn't matter because the ball dropped on Highland Tech's side of the net. 11-18. Action rolls on. Taya Owl looks on as Kinsley Phillips gets a serve. And a soft return by Oakley Shields does the trick. That one hit her awkwardly right below her hand around the forearm area. But whatever works. For the Lady Rams, you got to feel good after this set 3 stance. After falling so decisively in set 2, the homestanding Rams are not going down without a fight. Hard spike goes out. 12-19 is your score here in set number 3. Claire Barlow out. Aubrey with Cha-Cha tags in for Robbinsville. Freshman Surrey Waddy back at the line to serve. Lady Knights trailing by 7. That one is out. Good effort made there by Alexis Neal, a junior outside hitter for the Rams. So she'll be back next year as well. And it's 13-19 here in set 3. Here's Waddy. That's trouble. Good effort to save it. Howell gets the volley and keeps it alive. Waddy can't get under that one in time. A decisive spike by Maddie Chapman. Timeout called by Robbinsville. It's 13-20 in favor of Highland Tech. Highland Tech attempting to flip the script from set 2 after Robbinsville won 25-14. The Lady Rams have raced out to a 13-20 advantage here in the second round of the state playoffs. Here's Wachacha with a nice shot back that'll bounce off the roof, and it'll end up going out. 14-20 here in set number 3. That's the Trammell. And there's nothing anybody's been able to do with that tonight. Madison Thompson gets set right. And she leaves a hole in the floor. 14-21. I stand corrected. I guess the point went to Robbinsville. My mistake. Like she might have tipped the net, but a service error. And it's 15-21. Lady Knights are having a big gritty here in set 3. They're up 2-0 in the contest, but don't know how much longer that's going to stand. At the service line, Miss Abby Fallon, sophomore defensive specialist for the Highland School of Technology. Here's a set. Thompson again. Makes a dent in the floor. 15-22. Here in set 3, if you're a Robbinsville Lady Knight, you're not panicking just yet, but you want to stop this as quick as you can. Highland Tech on a roll, fired up on his home court. And you see the end result. Waddy, Carpenter, and Trammell will get it returned for Robbinsville. Thompson again. Waddy with a round-the-world spin, but it worked. Kinsley Phillips almost drops it in front of Lily Coletta. No doing, though. That one is out. Lady Tech coach Daniel Pools a little confused. Everybody on the floor called it in favor of the Lady Rams. It is the Lady Rams ball. (15-23). Here's Waddy. Here's a pass from Trammell. And the Lady Bruins will get a point for Robbinsville. Block attempt goes wide right. And Miss Brooms heads to the service line as Robbinsville trying to get something going late in the third segment. And an ace for the Lady Brooms might do it here, but it looks like Highland School will recover. Good work by the Lady Rams. Tip for Wachacha. And that one gets ate up at the ladder. Point Robbinsville. serve for Brooms is out. A little too hard. And Highland Tech has pushed this to set point. They got there in set one, and Robbinsville went on an unbelievable 6-1 run, I beg your pardon, to prevail. Waddy to Trammell. Here's Brooms. Big spike. Ball still in play. That's trouble. Mayers is able to get the kill. And the Lady Rams have finally prevailed here in the second round of the state playoffs. 17-25 in favor of the home squad. Robbinsville still leads the match 2-1. Back in 3 on the Gramstar Sports Network. Well, fans, the buzzer sounds that Highland Tech just now pops out of the locker room, which is just to our left, where they've got us set up tonight here in Gastonia. Good to have you with us on the Gramstar Sports Network. It is 2-1 Robbinsville overall after Highland Tech took set 3, 17-25. Robbinsville prevailed in sets 1 and 2, 26-24, 25-14. Kevin Hensley with you for tonight's broadcast from suburban Charlotte. Once again, thank our sponsor for tonight's telecast, Love and Contracting, as well as our season-long friends with Blevins Insurance. Also a special shout-out to Coy Adams Timber Company, helping make all of these telecasts possible for Knights Athletics. And remember, fans, every single one of your purchases will be donated back as a portion of proceeds to each athletic program. Hensley Phillips patiently awaiting her chance to serve as we begin set 4 here tonight in Highland Tech. I've said that several times tonight. Of course, we have Highlands in the Little Smoky Mountain Conference rather close to us in Robbinsville. Highlands is the 10 seed hosting South Stokes here in the second round tonight. And the fourth set underway here in Gastonia. Block is out. Point Lady Rams. They are fired up after prevailing in that third set. Back to the service line will be Miss Isabel Simmons. Waddy, Owl, and Barlow make up the return for Robbinsville. Here's Mayers. Big kill, and it's out 2-0 Lady Rams here in set number 4. As we hope, if you were able to purchase your ticket, you're able to watch. And if you're tuned in here, you should be only accessing it after your purchase. That return goes out. 3-0 Highland Tech. Lady Rams are making it interesting here in set 4. And Robbinsville needs to push the panic button pretty soon if they want to get a fire lit under them. Leading the match 2-1. Can't let it slip away here in the second round of the state playoffs. Big spike makes it 4-0 Lady Rams. Simmons still at the line serving for the Lady Rams. Here's the pass from Trammell. And nothing doing on the outside. Robbinsville needs to get encouraged quick. 5-0 start to set 4 for Highland Tech. Kill. Rams up 6-0. Timeout called by Katie Phillips. Robbinsville's got to get it together quick here in set number 4. 6-0 start for the Lady Rams here in set 4 from the Highland School of Technology in suburban Charlotte. Trammell to Barlow. Point Robbinsville. Lady Knights are on the board after Barlow's kill. We'll see if the Lady Knights can get a rally going now. Sorry, Waddy will serve it up to start the effort. Tip. And a battle at the net. And it goes in favor of Highland Tech. Guess they're going to say Aubrey Wachacha touched the ball after it had tipped the side of the net. 7-1 here in set 4. Here is Elise Mayers with a serve. She's been a fantastic bright spot tonight for Highland Tech, as well as Madison Thompson and Alexis Gill up front. They've been tough to defend all night. Plays like that are why. Highland 8, Robbinsville 1. Lady Rams took a while to get going, but they are all kinds of fired up and in sync right now. Mayers again, service error. Robbinsville will take that. Thank you very much. It's 8-2. Senior Desta Trammell will walk back to the service line. So you're blocking the H out. Look at the padding under the basketball goal. Here's the set behind. And a big block by Brooms, and Wachacha gets Robbinsville another point. It is 8-3 here in set number 4. Trammell back to serve again. Robbinsville made the trip today. Left Graham County about 10:30 this morning to get out here. A couple of stops along the way. Great effort on the floor right now from both teams. Point goes to Highland Tech after it's all said and done. Brooms dove. Couldn't get there. Here's Maddie Chapman. It's 9-3. Chapman with a very precise cadence. Into the net it goes, however. And it's 9-4 back to Robbinsville. And Miss Brooms goes to the line. She'll be back next year, a junior, from just off Tallulah Road in Graham County. Weird tips all around. Point Robbinsville. They're going to say that the Lady Rams touched the net. Robbinsville will take it. Hey, need all we can get right now if you're a Lady Knight. It's 9-5. Hensley Phillips trying to make darn sure that the ball doesn't get over, and she actually touched the net in the process. 10-5 here in set number 4. As I mentioned, Highland Tech 20-3 this year. Robbinsville 17-8. Set by Trammell, tipped by Carpenter, and Highland Tech keyed in up front right now. Robbinsville's not having it, though. Here's Kinsley Phillips with a tip. That'll yield a point for the Lady Knights. Robbinsville battling back. It's 10-6. Aubrey Wachacha with a nice serve. Tip over the net. Here's a pass behind by Trammell. Barlow will bob it back over for Robbinsville. Hard shot by Thompson. Trammell stuffs it out. But Claire Barlow can't do anything about it. And it's 6-11. Ball strays away from the court. And checking in the serve is Riley Decker, another freshman. Carpenter with a big spike that goes out. And Highland Tech now leads by 6 once again. It's 12-6. Here's Decker again. Brooms to Tremmel to Phillips with a big kill. Kinsley Phillips is not ready to be done with her volleyball career. It's 12-7. By far and away, she loves this sport. Of course, her older sister, Katie, has surpassed 100 career wins at the helm of the Lady Knights program. She took over in 2017. As now getting to coach her younger sister, Kinsley. That one was trouble from the touch. 7-13. Advantage Rams. Ryan Sloan is back at the line to serve for Highland Tech. Maroon's reception, big spike by Claire Barlow. If this team gives out most improved awards, Claire Barlow is a shoo-in, fans. She has progressed so much in her first year on varsity, and you'll see her down the road as well. She's only a sophomore for the Lady Knights. Waddy to Tremmel, Kinsley Phillips with a return, but they'll get the point to Highland Tech. And it's 8-14. As we mentioned, fans, other teams in the conference in action tonight. Murphy hosting Allegheny, Hayesville at Uwharrie Charter. Cherokee taking on Mountain Island Charter. Trammell with an odd set, but Claire Barlow got what she needed. We also would have to brag, of course, on Trammell, her first actual year of volleyball. I say that kind of half jokingly. She's worked out with this team a lot in the offseason, never actually played, and decided her senior year was the time to shore up. And as the setter, she has done a fantastic job getting these plays going for the Lady Knights. These attacks have been spot on because of it. That time, however, Robbinsville can't get it going. Trammell dives for it and comes up short. 15-9 here in set 4. And Elise Myers will serve for the Lady Rams. Nice shot by Phillips. Walk up front. Ball drops. 9-16. Katie Phillips calls another timeout for the Lady Knights, who are down by 7 here in set 4. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to GramStarSports.com as we bring you the second round of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association 1A state playoffs. Elise Mayers at the line for Highland Tech in a 16-9 Lady Rams advantage. Set 4 action coming your way on the GramStar Sports Network. Robbinsville leads the match 2-1. That one is spiked out by the Lady Rams. Number 10, Alexis Neal, with an attack error, makes it 10-16. Desta Trammell to serve for Robbinsville. Lady Knights raced away with set 2 after coming back in a fit of rage in set 1, 26-24. Set 2 went 25-14, Lady Knights. And Highland Tech was not having that. 17-25 is how set 3 finished. And here in set 4, the Lady Rams are up by 7. Again, as I said, there is a reason you're the 4 seed and have 20 wins, win, lose, or draw. You got to be pretty good to get that far. One that just trickles over the net. Still alive. That one's set oddly. Ball is out. Point Robbinsville, 11-17. The Lady Brooms to serve. Walks up front. Aubrey with cha-cha. 12-17. Lady Knights are trying to get the momentum back. All they got to do is win this one. And it's on to the third round. A thunderous spike by Madison Thompson. And it's 12-18. Abby Fallon with a jump serve gets us going here in this volley. Here comes Delaney Brooms on the back row. That one drops and flies to the Lady Rams bench. Knights down by 5. Volleyball really has not had control of this match since set 2. And trying to battle valiantly here in set 4, but a service error from Aubrey Chacha makes it 13-19. Momentum, such a huge part of this sport. And here is Riley Decker. Big spike. Nice fake outs at the front by Robbinsville. Mayers tries to throw some chicanery. Point Highland Tech. (13-20) here in set 4. Riley Decker, the freshman, will serve it up from the left side. Waddy will dig it out. That one off the ceiling and out. Line judge in a great position to see that one. 14-20 here in set 4. And it will be Taya Owl to the line. One of the 4 seniors this year on the roster, along with Trammell Phillips and Fela Welch, who just got cleared for medical after a medical injury just a couple of weeks ago. Service errors are being costly late after Tom Robbinsville gets the ball back. Back-to-back service errors are dooming their runs from really getting started. Sloan with a nice jump serve. It's in, according to the line judge. Give an ace to senior libero Ryan Sloan. And it's 14-22 as Lady Rams are threatening to push this one to set number 5. Of course, here in North Carolina, it's best 3 of 5, so a 5th set will be the race to 15. Kinsley Phillips is blocked up front. Highland Tech is clicking on all cylinders at the moment. 9-point advantage for the Lady Rams. Ryan Sloan jogs back to serve. Howell dives. What a break on that serve from Ryan Sloan. Holy smokes. It's 14-24. And Highland Tech is at set point. Same offering. Volleyball ready that time, though. Barlow with the attack. Sloan shot. Brooms to Trammell to Barlow. And they're going to call a double touch, I believe, on Robbinsville. That's going to do it. 14-25. So the Lady Rams return the favor from that set 2 outcome. And after 3 minutes, we'll come back for the conclusion of this one. You're watching the second round of the state playoffs here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Fans abuzz here at Highland Tech in Gastonia. It all comes down to this, fans. The Lady Knights and the Lady Rams are at the tie-breaking 5th set as we come back to you live from suburban Charlotte. Robbinsville took the first two, and Highland Tech saw that and said no, and took the next two. And here we are. It's a race to 15. One of these teams going home early. First one to 15 gets to go to the third round. Highland Tech wins. They will host the winner of Hayesville and Uwharrie Charter on Thursday. A Robbinsville victory will either be a home match against Hayesville or a trip to Uwharrie. That's a good way to start if you're the Lady Knights. Clark Barlow with a block on the right side. 1-0, Lady Knights. Senior Kinsley Phillips at the service line. We hope for not the last time in her career. Nice tip. Highland Tech is not going to make it easy, let's just be clear about that, but neither are the Lady Knights. Blocked up front. Can't clear the net. 2-0, Robbinsville. And a brief discussion on the court. Onward we roll here in set 5. 2-0 Robbinsville. Kinsley Phillips jogs over to talk to the official quickly. There's a few Robbinsville fans tonight made the trek over here this evening, and they're rooting on their Lady Knights. Barlow almost stopped that one. Has trouble. Robbinsville almost saves it, excuse me. Phillips with a pass to Barlow. But she can't get her arms on it. 2-1. Highland Tech on the board. Isabel Simmons with a nice serve. It's going to be an ace. Despite the stretch of Taya Owl. Thayla Welch tags in for Taya Owl off screen. Welch, a defensive specialist. Good to see her getting some action here in the second round of the state playoffs. Simon serve. Phillips greets it, and it drops. Highland Tech point. 3-2. Rams are back in the lead. Highlandsville led 2-0. Rams have scored 3 straight. And here we are. Simmons serve. Waddy with the reception. Passed by Broom. Returned by Kinsley Phillips. Lady Rams battling, as are the Lady Knights. Nice shot by Brooms. Knots it up at 3-3 here in set number 5. Surrey Waddy in control of the shots now. But it goes into the net. You don't want to have service errors in the 5th set. Ever. 4-3 Highland Tech. And Elise Mayers will be serving. There's Welch with a nice reception. Return made by Kinsley Phillips. And a good shot by Delaney Brooms. And it is 4-4. Neither team is going to give an inch. You can't now. It all comes down to this. The importance of this set cannot be understated, fans. Checking the roster at the table, make sure everything shakes out, and it does. And Destiny Shea will fire one off for Robbinsville. Spike by Neal. Waddy greets it immediately. Shot by Brooms is blocked, but it goes out. Advantage Lady Knights. It's 5-4. Here in this thrilling conclusion, you're watching it right here on the Grand Star Sports Network. Opener with a big shot. Phillips saves that one, but Brooms sends into the net. 5-5. A nail-biter here in the final set of the season for one of these teams. Serving now for Highland Tech is Maddie Chapman. Phillips had an odd reception there, but able to save it was Brooms. And Wachacha with the return. And the point goes to Robbinsville. They blew the play dead, and I guess it was a faint whistle. Actually, when nobody heard it, but the call will stand. That's the top of the net. 6-5 advantage Lady Knights. Nobody's led by more than 2 in this 5th set. That was Robbinsville. Open up a 2-0 lead to begin. Ball trickles over and drops back down. Highland Tech touches it 4 times. And in this sport, that's one too many. 7-5. Lady Knights are 8 points away from the 3rd round. Tries with a good block. 8-5 Robbinsville. Timeout. Lady Rams. Lady Knights are all kinds of fired up here in the 5th set. Oh, fans, I wish you could be here. Your skin will be crawling. This set, 8-5 Lady Knights. Here in the 2nd round of the state playoffs. Good to have you with us. As always, we're privileged to be bringing you Knights Athletics on the Grand Star Sports Network, your hometown newspaper since 1955. Walk up front. Nothing doing. Robbinsville's going to play that one nicely. Tip from Kinsley Phillips. Makes it 9-5. Robbinsville was missing that spark for sets 3 and 4, but they have found it here in the 5th set. Sloan shot. Brooms dig. Pass from Trammell. Kill by Wachacha. And it looks like Highland Tech's going to snuff it out. Good work by the Lady Rams. Kinsley Phillips is blocked up front, but they'll play on. Neal, good stretch on the back line by Brooms. Return made. Ball still in play. That's Thompson. That's trouble. Rams point. Madison Thompson, number 8, with a thunderous shot to give the ball back to Lady Rams. They trail by 3. I believe that's Abby Fallon serving for Highland Tech. Kinsley Phillips had a brief discussion with the official. And it's actually turning into another discussion. Katie Phillips is super duper excited over on the Robbinsville side of the net. And onward we go. Point stands 9-6. Robbinsville still leads. Brooms reception, pass, and a return. I'll call it out as soon as it hits the ceiling here at Highland Tech. 9-7 is your score here in set number 5. Here's a set. And Phillips is blocked at the net. 9-8. Timeout called. And now it's Highland Tech's turn to jump to his feet here in set 5. Back live, 9-8 here in set number 5. Make that 9-9. Highland Tech gets one off the ceiling. And we're back to an even gamut. Robbinsville cannot lose its fire now here in the 5th set. Phillips, Trammell brings with a high spike. Out is going to be the call. And it is 9-10. A 5-0 Tech run has put the Rams back ahead. Here's Brings. And nobody can answer that one. Oh my, timeout call. Katie Phillips is not having this. Figure out what's going on with the Lady Knights. It's 11-9. Lady Rams. Robbinsville led 9-5, and the Lady Rams are on a 6-0 sprint in return, and it's set 5. No time for mistakes now. How about an ace for a fired up Abby Fallon? Wow-wee, did Highland Tech piece together a run here in set 5 or what? Brooms to Kinsley Phillips. Over to left side, Neal with a big spike. It is in. Point Lady Rams. 2 to go for Highland Tech. Olivia Lewis tags in for the Lady Bruins for Robbinsville. Waddy to Trammell. Here's Kinsley Phillips with a big kill. That keeps Robbinsville alive. It's 10-13. And Aubrey Wachacha to the line, one of the best servers on the team. He struggled tonight, though, at the line serving, and hopefully can clear the net on this one. And she does. Good serve by the junior. And point Robbinsville. I will say this may be the best called match I've seen all season. Very fair on both sides of the net. Brooms is back in after a breather. Wachacha still at the line. 11-13. There's the serve. Nice serve by Wachacha. Blocked up front, out. Point Highland Tech. It's 11-14. And the Lady Rams are at set and match point. After Robbinsville took a 2-0 lead, Highland Tech has thundered back and is on the cusp of a third-round playoff berth. Brooms And there's going to be the shot by Brooms in return. Tops it with a kill. It's in. And that's your ball game, kids. Robbinsville falls after leading 2-0 in the contest. Highland Tech fans raid the floor here in Gastonia. A wonderful comeback if you're a Lady Ram, but if you're tuned in here and you're a Lady Knight, and I'm sure the majority of you are, it's a heartbreaker here tonight in Gastonia. Final set scores are 26-24, 25-14, 17-25, 14-25, and 11-15. Robbinsville's season sadly comes to a close. 17-9 record. The Highland Tech Lady Rams improved to 21-3 and will host the winner of Hayesville and Uwharrie Charter on Thursday. Fans from suburban Charlotte, I want to thank all of you for tuning in, all of your support this season on the Gramstar Sports Network. We'll be back with you for football coverage in about a week and a half as the Black Knights more likely will have a playoff seed. They are 6-3 at the moment. Win, lose, or draw, they should still get in the postseason. And we'll bring that to you as much as we can on GramstarSports.com. It has been a privilege to cover Lady Knights volleyball this season. We're going to miss this wonderful group of seniors: Desta Trammell, Kinsley Phillips, Thayla Welch, and Taya Owl. It's been a fun ride, and I'm really at a loss for words right now, fans, because quite frankly, it's a sad time because I am a Lady Knight. I am a Black Knight. I am a Robbinsville fan. I am a Gramstar writer, and we always want to see our team come out on top. I think the expression is once a Black Knight, always a Black Knight. Thank you for tuning in, fans. We'll be with you next week for playoff coverage of Black Knights football, and we'll see you down the road for Lady Knights basketball in the winter. I'm Kevin Hensley. Have a good evening, everybody, from Gastonia.